Hey, this is episode one, well, more like the intro episode. And I wanted to officially introduce myself and give you a little of what to expect from this podcast. Well, again, I'm Latrice Folks Jones, aka your biz nurturer, helping you to take care of your business while taking care of yourself. This podcast is geared towards female entrepreneurs. We're not hating on the brothers or anything like that, but I just wanted to create a space that speaks directly to women business owners that are trying to manage it all, with all of the roles that they have, managing relationships, raising babies, sometimes working other jobs, and a whole lot of other stuff while still also starting or running a business. And I just wanted to give another warning about this podcast. I'm old school, okay? So I'm originally from the Bronx. So I may use terms like dope, yo, son, all type of stuff. I also lived a great deal of my life down south. So you may also hear a southern drawl, some y'all, and all of that stuff as well too. So don't try to put me in a box. I done a lot of different things. So I could come at you at any kind of way, all right? But I had the best of both worlds, and I just wanted to put that in there so you won't be shocked, okay? All right, so a little bit about my entrepreneurial journey and where I started. I was going to say I started out, in vegan and food and stuff, but I actually started out selling private label hair products. That was the first thing that got me and propelled me into the entrepreneurial world. Then I got into food. I became vegan and I just had a passion behind it and stuff. So really that's where I started out. And I started out by actually making food and delivering it to hairstylists. Little known fact. But by the end of my journey with that particular business, Life It, turn your diet into a Life It, I had 3 restaurants by the end of it, in the process. I published 2 vegan recipe books. I facilitated vegan plant-based online cleanses through since 2007. So I've been in this entrepreneurial game for a minute now. Like I'm actually at 25 years as an entrepreneur in business. It's amazing. I can't believe that we're even here. So that's like woo, a quarter of a century I have been in business. Actually, longer than not I've been alive, but longer, halfway that I've been, in business than not. Okay. I've been in business longer than I have not while I've been on this planet. So I learned a lot. Okay. I learned a lot. I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot. There was a lot of failures. There's been a lot of wonderful things as well, but a lot of challenges. It's been a lot. So hopefully I would love to share some of those lessons with you here on this podcast, but they'll be interweaving into, things of when I'm teaching classes and doing stuff like that, conversational. I want this podcast to be pretty conversational. I'll have some notes like I have some notes right now, but in general, it's really just to talk to the people. I don't want to do like hardcore editing or anything. What it is what it is. All right. So back to my entrepreneurial journey in 2015, with my last restaurant, I had a major burnout. It was really bad. It was so bad that I wound up like changing my whole business model. Basically, I switched to a mostly online business model. I needed something that I can create that was more scalable, that was like less work, that I didn't have to be there all the time, or, it was just more manageable. Because again, I've been in the game for a long time. So I've been serving for a long time. And if you don't know, restaurant business is like hard ruling work. Okay. It's a lot, because I was the chef, the manager, the advertiser, all of these things. I had employees as well too, but you know how it is being a business owner, and a restaurant is no joke. Okay. But anyway, so um at that point, after I burned out, I no longer wanted to sacrifice, my health, my family, or anything else to be in business. So that's how I finally ended up creating Whole Boss. Actually, it was like Whole Sister, Whole You School and all that stuff, but I finally winded on Whole Boss and I was like, oh, this is it. Because it's actually like inspired by the scripture of the virtuous woman, of a woman who was like managing her household. She had her business, she was social. She had all of these things going on. She was still able to cook her meals. She was sewing stuff. She was doing all type of stuff, and they said, oh, they called her blessed, and everybody loved her and stuff like that. And that really resonated with me. It really, really resonated with me. So underlyingly, I'm like that person. I'm a big nurturer. I love to nurture people. I love to take care of my people, and sometimes to the detriment of myself. So finding that balance and finally learning how to, make myself a priority and be able to balance things a little bit more. I'm not perfect because, like I said, I have a nature of nurturing to my detriment, because I love to see people happy. I love to serve people and all of that kind of stuff. But I had to make sure with the balance. And a lot of women do that. So, Whole Boss is just like, instead of just going into business from a masculine point of view, it's a feminine point of view. It's more of a holistic point of view. It is nurturing our whole person while we're in business, mind, body, spirit. We're taking into consideration our desires. We're taking into consideration our families, and we're building our business upon that. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to go out here and compete on a masculine level. We want it all, so that's what Whole Boss is about. And actually, whole stands for wealth, health, and optimized living every day. All right. So that's it's an acronym, actually, the whole part of it. But anyway, Whole Boss is a mashup between my love of holistic living, because I've been vegan for as long as I've been, in business and stuff, like over 25 years at this point, so I love holistic stuff. I love woo-woo stuff. I love horoscopes. I love, self-care things. I love metaphysical. I love a lot of different things. I love knowledge and stuff like that. But Whole Boss is like a mashup of holistic living, entrepreneurship, and personal development. I feel as women, we need to be able to take care of ourselves if it's necessary. I was a single mother for many of the years that I was in business, and so everything depended on me. And I feel like even if we are like, now I'm in a relationship, I'm married now, but I still, I'm fiercely like independent, really. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it makes a better relationship, as well too. It makes a better relationship. People treat you better, all of that. And you can also, have your own level of freedom, and it helps you to show up better in relationships. I feel that's my opinion. But anyway, so the other thing that we talk about a lot is personal development and working on ourselves and growing ourselves as a person, as women, and navigating these things and these lessons in life and these things that we have to go through and things that we have experienced, and like overcoming our limiting beliefs and all that kind of stuff. I love that. Okay. So there were some things after coming back from burnout that I learned that I needed to have. It was like 5 major things on my journey back to wholeness. Okay. So number one, I realized that I needed to do the necessary mindset work to get clarity and to set goals and to get rid of my limiting beliefs holding me back, from success, and also exchange them for new empowering beliefs. That's something that was big for me, after that burnout and closing my restaurant. And I had a lot of other huge losses in my life at that time, so it was a lot to come back from. But, and it's like, what's my next step? What do I want to do next? How do I want to, move? What do I want to shift into? What do I want? So I had to get that clarity. And it doesn't come all at one time. You don't always figure it out. Sometimes you figure it out through, experience, actually doing and stuff like that. But being able to like take the time and get that clarity and dig deep within yourself, is necessary. And two, I needed to come up with a clear action plan to reach all of my goals. So not only did I need to, have clarity about what I wanted, I needed to get clear and create a plan so that I can have some action steps to get to it, because planning is so important. That's why I weave it so deeply in, my business, now. Three, to clear all of the necessary clutter in my life and business. After being in business for 25 years, I have a lot of business clutter. I have, a lot of emotional clutter, mental clutter, physical clutter, so like releasing some of those things help to get rid of my overwhelm and stuff like that. So I'm a big believer in decluttering and releasing and letting go, so that you can make room for more. You can make room for more success, because a lot of times when you have too much stuff, it like creates a lot of things. Like the lighter that the lighter that you can get, the lighter that you feel, it's gonna truly benefit you and help you to fly. Okay. All right. So the next thing was number 4 was to take consistent, focused action. Okay. Because I know about them distractions. I've actually been struggling with distractions lately. I've really had to like tighten up and, set my timer and bring my focus in. And, it's been a lot lately, because there's a lot of things going on in the world. There's always a lot of things going on in your family when you're, like the crux of your household, which most women are. You know what I'm saying? We underlyingly keeps everybody going, you know what I'm saying? So it can get a lot, and people depend on you for a lot. So distractions can get difficult, but in order to get stuff done, you have to take focused, consistent action, whether how small it is, because sometimes it's only going to be itsy bitsy tiny steps, that's all that you can take at sometimes, and then other times you can take massive leaps and stuff, but just keep moving forward, you know what I'm saying? Then the last thing, 5, was to set up daily hours. I also call it whole boss hours. And hours, HRS, stands for habits, rituals, and systems, for my life and business. In order to get in the habit of having more of being healthy, of creating good habits for your business and stuff like that, you need that, because it becomes like, it puts your life a little more on autopilot in a good way, because we do it anyway. Like things that you naturally do when you get up, you naturally brush your teeth, or you naturally do these things that you don't even realize that you do all the time. So if we can consciously shift those things and do more of the things that's beneficial to us, that's beneficial to, our health and to our body and our energy and, our bottom dollar of how much money we make, then it makes things go a little bit easier, so having order, having structure is not to bound you, it's to actually free you. So I needed systems for self-care, because after that burnout, I realized priority number 1, because if I go down, the whole ship goes down. You know what I'm saying? So priority number 1. So I needed systems for self-care to make sure that I was putting the proper fuel in my body, that I was getting rest, drinking water, exercising, doing those things. I needed systems, for organization, for my home and business, to keep, my house in order and stuff like that, because, having like an organized house and stuff like that, not saying that your stuff gonna be perfect all the time. It just helps, for you to be able to move a little more easier. And I also needed systems for consistent profit in my business. And I wanted a lot of my profit to be more scalable, to be more automated. Even though I'm a real person, I love to talk to people in real life, so that's always going to be a part of my business. But having things that work without you having to be there, creating products and stuff that keeps going. Because one thing about, when I had my restaurant business and I closed it and I was out of commission for a minute because I was totally burnt out and I couldn't get out of bed for a minute, it was like, oh, you don't make no money if you're not doing no work. and that's not a good feeling. And it's also not a good feeling when you have to spend hours and hours and hours in your business, and then your health and your self-care suffers, or your family and your children suffers because you're not able to spend time with them. So that's what was important for me. So we'll talk a lot about creating digital and scalable products, because that is part of Whole Boss, to have those included in your business. Even if you do like businesses, if you have a restaurant or if you do crafts and stuff like that, but getting things in order, automating as many things as possible, putting some systems in place so that, things will be easier, because we need things to be easier. There's so much stuff that's coming up and will spring up in your life. You need things to be as easy as possible. So that's mainly what we'll be talking about, but there's no topics that's off limit, because we're nurturing our whole person while in business. So we'll be talking about relationships, we'll be talking about sex, we'll be talking about all type of stuff, because I'm a Scorpio, and I really connect with, feminine energy, feminine sexual energy, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll be talking about that as well. I just wanted to let you know. I just want to let you know. But this show, I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of comedy, a little bit of woo-woo, and some realness, to keep it interesting. Okay. So a new podcast episode will be released every Wednesday. So don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions or want me to talk about a particular subject. It'll probably be easier if you join my Whole Boss Tribe Facebook group, because, we'll chat in there as well on some of these episodes, because I'm sure some of these episodes are going to be steamy. They're going to be steamy. So you could come over there to keep the conversation going. This is also a visual podcast. So if you're listening to the podcast, the episodes will be on YouTube. If you want to look at my face, most of the time it's going to be visual. If I'm like really busted or really tired, and, I really want to get these podcasts out, because I'm really committed to be consistent and giving you this value, giving you, this info, then it may not be visual. It'll just be uploaded to YouTube, but it's pretty much, you can see me. If I'm not cute, I just happen to be pretty cute today. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and I curled my little locks and all that kind of stuff, to get kind of cute. So I'm okay. I'm all right today. But that's what's up. So thanks for listening. I am looking forward to this. I am looking forward to, connecting with you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.